Lighter just had a massive push. And while some people just think, oh, okay, it's just because they did a partnership with Robinhood, it's actually a lot more under the hood that is interesting for Lighter. Why? Because this is an exchange. This is one of the most profitable businesses in crypto. Oh, no, correct me, sorry. Exchanges are the most profitable business in crypto. They are the only one who always make money no matter if the market goes up or the market goes down. And before, the guys like Coinbase, Binance, we could not take a part in it in their growth. Now you can buy shares of Coinbase, but it's way after they became really big and the main platform in the US. Here we have something different because if you remember on this channel, back then, we talked about Hyperliquid. We were some of the first on YouTube talking about Hyperliquid, and we were doing it before the token was even out, so you could farm it and get free money with the airdrop. Now, Hyperliquid had a massive performance because now it's in the top 10 crypto. This is probably one of the only coin in the previous bull cycle that you could have get and hold and actually not be losing money. Why Lighter is interesting? Because it's a direct competitor to Hyperliquid. So yes, we talk about a better play. And when we see where is Lighter now, it's still way behind Hyperliquid. If Hyperliquid is in the top 10, Lighter is in the top 100 with 40% growth right now. So we want to be smart about what we want to do and not ape for no reason. So what actually happened? So the obvious move is Lighter got the integration with Robinhood. Robinhood is probably in the top 5 finance app in USA, letting you buy and sell stock. They went very popular during COVID with GameStop and everything. But now, if you have that perpetual trading in Robinhood, that changed a little bit the game. And that's what we want to study today. What is actually going on with real data. So that's what I'm going to check here. The fees, how much are they making right now for Lighter? And there we go. So the TVL, we see that it's been all right. The introduction, Robinhood, we don't feel it so much yet. The fees per day, it's still low. They make like between 60K, 50K minimum to 150K. Okay. And there's something that comes with the fees that are going to be really important to note. And we're going to study that as well. So when we check that, we understand, okay, Lighter is collecting fees. That's number one thing important. And it's rare for crypto. That means it's a real business. And that's what we want. We want businesses that actually move the thing. And if we check the comparison between Hyperliquid and all the other one, Lighter is 7. So it has a lot of margin to grow. It's still way behind. So the volume that they have and the open interest is far behind Hyperliquid and its competitors. But still, as you can see, there's one that stands out because it's at 3 billion, right? Almost. But all the other one at sub 1 billion. And that means Lighter could manage to go up if they get this right. And there's one important thing that they implemented to be able to have that. That's the second point. Lighter set up buybacks with burns. So what is the mechanism? It's basically when a company collects fees, we have here all Lighter, and we have here the supply of Lighter. Okay, beautiful drawings. I know, please don't praise me. And they make revenue every day, right? So we have those revenue every day, depending of the day, what's going on. Now, what's happening is Lighter did a change recently where they say, well, every revenue we make, we're going to buy back a part of it and we're going to burn. So the burn means that they buy the tokens and then they send it to an address that can't be used. So it gets destroyed. And what does it do is that slowly it reduces the supply of the token, which means that if something gets more scarce and the demands stay the same or increase, then that thing increased in value. And it's beautiful when you have someone doing buybacks, because if they continue to have a lot of revenue and they grow their revenue, then what do we have? We have a token that will continue to go up. And who did that the best was Hyperliquid. And that's why we have to really pay attention to how much they're going to burn and what is going to be the evolution of their revenues. So to be mindful of that, we want to check what is the net deposit like. That means people who are bringing money into the exchange. And now we see that in the past few days, it's been positive. So technically, like since June 30, we could have been positioned into Lighter on the upside and would have made money. And we see that now they have a lot of deposits happening still. So I would pay attention to that because I'm like, okay, if they continue to have more and more people depositing money, that means people are going to trade. And if people are going to trade, then that means they're going to make more fees. And if they make more fees, they buy back more and they burn more. Simple math. And we still don't know exactly how Robinhood will play out. However, I do not have a number right now of how much they will burn. I don't know exactly. So we know that they burn so far 15.5 million. So they bought back that using the revenues. And then that represents around 6.3% of the supply. So they will burn this one. They will execute the first burn at the end of Q2 2026. And then they say they're going to reward people who are staking. So long-term lit, and they want to do more buyback and burns. And the third thing about Lighter that is interesting is that it's a ZK rollup. So zero knowledge rollup plus is built on top of Ethereum. And we know that Ethereum has been the house for decentralized finance for a while. And that means maybe they're going to be able to bring some aspect of privacy and other things around their exchange. Now, I don't know exactly what they're going to do with it and how they're going to do it, but we know that it is a ZK rollup. So now we know that Lighter has 3 really good ingredients to make a banger, and that's going to depend on how they execute it. We have one thing that could be dramatic for Lighter is that if they lose the partnership with Robinhood, because apparently it's still in a gray area, and that's the thing that could limit it. Now they have a zero fee model, and it is more like they make the revenue with other things, with the volume flows and things like that. And that could help with getting a lot more volume from Robinhood. So if they get a clean and legal framework and Robinhood keeps routing collateral to Lighter, we could see a massive increase in revenue. This person thinks he could go 17x in increase of revenue. Now, I know that perps are going to be going up. People will trade more and more with the leverage. This is the gamification of society, and we cannot change it. Now, let me know, where do you think Lighter would go? Do you think they could overpass Hyperliquid? Let me know in the comments. And you should check out this video where I analyze another coin. And don't forget one thing, stay hands up. Also, I would put a link in the description if you want to get into Lighter. I have a ref link that's going to give you some bonus and some referral fees that could always help.